Okay, so we're going to look at graphing quadratic functions. So the parent function, which is that main parabola that we always see, is always in the form of x squared. So nothing else, just x squared, parabola. Basically, to give you a little idea, if I were to graph it on a coordinate plane, here's my graph, xy axis is basically something that looks like that. So that's a little sideways, sorry about that, but it should be like right in the middle there. So it like kind of slides over. It's right through here. So I can make that a little bit better for your annotations. So graph, and then it kind of comes through here. That's a little better. So something like that for your parent function. The standard form of a parabola, ax squared plus bx plus c. So that can be any type of parabola then. And then your type of graph obviously is a parabola, it's quadratic. Axis of symmetry. If we want to find the axis of symmetry, there with a parabola we can cut it in half and it would be symmetric on both sides. And to find that axis of symmetry, x equals negative b over 2a. And again, that's where these a, this b, and this c will come into place. And then our y-intercept is c. So first of all, use a table of values to graph. We should know how to graph. So if I want to graph 1, 5, I come over 1, I plot 5. 0, negative 4, 0, negative 4, negative 1, negative 7, negative 2, negative 4, negative 3, 5, and then we connect it, making a U shape. State the domain and the range. The domain would be all reals because I can put anything I want in for my domain, any value I want. But what comes out is you see that our parabola stops right there. Okay, so that's where it's going to stop. Now, we're going to learn some other things here coming up about what the A, the B, and the C would mean that would help us. So y is greater than or equal to negative 7 for our range. Okay, find the vertex, the equation of the axis of symmetry, and the y-intercept of the graph. Okay, so find the vertex. To find the vertex, we're looking basically for this axis of symmetry. So we want to say x equals negative b over 2. Sorry, I can't use that yet because we don't have the formula. I apologize. What we want to look for is the axis of symmetry, which is right here. Okay, so that's our axis of symmetry, and that is x equals negative 1. So our axis of symmetry, x equals negative 1. Right? And then if we wanted to, we could draw an axis of symmetry, which would just be a dotted line through negative 1. So it's just like that. The equation of the axis of symmetry, which is x equals negative 1. So we can actually go back a step here. I think I'm kind of combining too many things at once. So go back to the vertex a second. The vertex is negative 1, comma 0. This is the vertex. It is a point. The axis of symmetry then is an equation, which is x equals negative 1. So there, vertex, axis of symmetry. And then the y-intercept. So the y-intercept would be located at, looks like positive 1. Okay, so find the vertex. The vertex is right here. Hold on 1 second. All right, so we need to find the vertex. So the vertex is there. So we got to go over 2, up 3. So the vertex is located at 2, 3. Our axis of symmetry then is x equals 2. So we have our axis of symmetry right there. And our y-intercept is located right there, which is negative 1. So that's how you find the vertex, the axis of symmetry, and the y-intercept. Pretty easy. Okay. Find the vertex, the equation, the axis of symmetry, and the y-intercept. So here is where we use the quadratic equation, or the quadratic function, to find it. So find the vertex. In order to find the vertex, we need to find what x is. So in order to find x, we use the axis of symmetry. So we're kind of going to do a couple things together here. X equals negative b over 2a. A is the coefficient. B is the coefficient, C is my constant. So A would be 2, B would be 4. So then x equals negative 4 over 2 times 2. So x equals 1. Negative 4 over 2 times 2 would give us negative 1. So we found our axis of symmetry. X equals negative 1. That's the equation. But now we got to find the vertex. So in order to find the vertex, we already know that x equals -1. So let's take the equation then, y equals, and substitute -1 in for all of my x's. So 2 times -1 squared plus 4 times -1 minus 3. Y equals, so -1 squared is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. Minus 4 minus 3. 2 minus 4 is -2. Minus 3 is -5. So y equals -5. So to find the vertex then, I have my x, I have my y. So my x and my y. So that means my ordered pair for the vertex is -1, 5. So there's my vertex. That's different than using the graph. It's easier with the graph, not so easy. You just have to substitute and solve. And then the last thing I gotta find is the y-intercept, and that's pretty easy. The y-intercept is simply our constant here, right there, our c. So the y-intercept equals -3. The sign has to go with it. All right, so let's take a look at the next one. In B, we have x equals -b over 2a. So this is my a. There's a 1 in front of that, a b, and a c. So x equals -6 over 2 times -1. X equals -3. So there's my equation. Good. Now I have to substitute it back in. So y equals negative, and then in parentheses, -3 squared, the negative from the function, negative, and then x is -3. So there's 2 negatives there. Plus 6 times -3 plus 4. Y equals -3 squared is 9, so -9 minus 18 plus 4. -27 plus 4, y equals -23. So there's my ordered pair then. So my vertex is located at -3, -23, and my y-intercept is +4. Okay, now using the equation quadratic function, the graph of ax squared plus bx plus c, where a is not equal to 0. You have to have a number other than 0. If it opens upward, that means that a is greater than 0, so a is positive. And it has a minimum value, and you can tell that. It opens up, see, it opens up like a smiley face, so it has a minimum, which means a is positive. Okay, it's very important. If it opens downward, then we have a maximum value, and a is less than 0. So that leading number, that a, is a negative. And you can see it's a frowny face. So we have a maximum value, opens downward. The range of the quadratic function is all real numbers greater than or equal to the minimum, or all real numbers less than or equal to the maximum. And we've talked about that before because, again, if we're finding the range, we're looking at what values, and then here, so you have that one there, and then we have that one there. So let's see here. Consider that, determine whether the function has a maximum or a minimum, okay? So to determine that, I just look at the a. A is -2. Well, a, it's negative, so it opens downward, so it's going to look something like this. So it's going to have a maximum value. That's all you need to do, okay? It opens down, so it's a maximum. State the maximum or minimum value of this function. Okay, so in order to find this, basically this is our axis of symmetry. So this maximum or our minimum is our axis of symmetry. If we can find the vertex, okay, basically we need to find that ordered pair. So we need to find x equals -b over 2a. X equals a -4 because the negative from the function, the -4 from the b, over 2 times -2. So x equals 1. Take that, substitute it back in, so now y equals -2 times 1 squared minus 4 times 1 plus 6. Y equals -2 minus 4 plus 6. Y equals 0. So this, state the maximum or minimum value, it's 1, 0. That's where the maximum or minimum, in this case, the maximum is located at 1, 0. And then from that, like I can imagine this then in my head. So if this is, I'm thinking about this graph right now, I have this. So in my head, I know it opens downward. I know where the maximum point is. So I would have to go to 1, 0, 1, 0, put a point. Now, I don't know if it's skinny or fat yet, which we'll talk about later, but I know it's going to look something like this coming down. So I kind of get an idea of what it looks like. So now that I have an idea of what it looks like and I have all of this, I know that it can't go any higher than my maximum point. So the range of this function is going to be y is less than or equal to that max point, which was 0. So y is less than or equal to 0. And then the domain is all real numbers, because I can put anything in. All right. Find the equation of the axis of symmetry, find the vertex, determine whether it's a max or min, find the y-intercept, use symmetry to find additional points on the graph. If necessary, connect the points with a smooth curve. So what we have here is x equals negative b over 2a. X equals negative 4 over 2 times 1. X equals negative 2. All right, substitute it back in. Y equals negative 2 squared plus 4 times negative 2 plus 3. Y equals 4 minus 8 plus 3. Y equals 4 minus 8 is negative 4 plus 3 is negative 1. So find the equation of the axis of symmetry. I know that x equals negative 2 is my axis of symmetry equation. The vertex is negative 2 or negative 1. And looking at A, so A is right here. That number in front there is a 1. So it's positive 1, which means this opens up. So it opens up, which kind of looks like that, which makes this a minimum. Minimum. So plot negative 2, negative 1, put a point there. So then now it says use symmetry to find additional points on the graph if necessary. So I need to find other points. Well, this is what's really nice. Like, let's do 0, because 0 is a nice, easy number. Put 0 back into the equation here, into this f of x function. So if I substitute 0 in, I'm going to get 0 squared, which is 0, 4 times 0, which is 0. So I'm going to get 0, 3. So when I substitute 0 into my function, I get 3 back out. So 0, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, I just said axis of symmetry is right here, right? Okay, well, we don't have to substitute any other number in. Look at this. 3 is 2 away from the axis of symmetry. So go 2 away the other direction, and there's your other point, okay? You could do, we could try number 1 just to kind of see how this graph, because it looks like a V more so. Some people think of it as a reindeer. But we can see where this goes. Let's try negative 1. So if I put negative 1 in, f of negative 1, I get negative 1 squared plus 4 times negative 1 plus 3. So I get 1 minus 4 plus 3 is 0. So right here. So it's kind of, and then equidistant on that side. So, I mean, it does kind of look, but it's just, and these are really hard to draw, but it needs to be like a U shape, not so much pointy down here at the bottom, so it kind of curves going up this way. And there's your parabola. You just graphed it. And then this last page is just for you to know like what end behavior looks like, the degree. So just some information you need to have.